should read, and I didn't know what to read, so I always find these kind of things interesting. So let's do it. 25 facts about Mars. Okay. Number one. One of the most interesting facts about Mars is that its two sides look differently from each other. The northern hemisphere consists of low-lying plains that make it look young, while the southern part looks old, with its high and rough terrain full of craters. Also, the crust in the southern portion is thicker than that in the north. Number 2. Mars is a terrestrial planet just like Earth, Venus, and Mercury. It has rocky surface and an iron core. Unlike outer planets Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, they are made of gases. Terrestrial planets have solid surfaces and have similar basic structure that are composed of crust, mantle, core, but the depth in each layer may vary in each planet. Snow in Mars can vaporize before it reaches the ground. That's interesting. The next one is that Mars looks reddish because its atmosphere carries rustic dusts. The next one is the planet is marked with numerous impact craters. Mars has so many impact craters on its surface, the largest of which is the Borealis Basin. This crater is so huge it measures about 5,300 miles from end to end, covering 40% of the face of Mars. Scientists believe that this could be the result of a gigantic impact that happened when the solar system is still being formed. If one needs to visualize the magnitude of the object that might have caused the crater to form, it must be larger than Pluto. Okay. Number 6. Mars pressure is so low it can cause your blood to bubble. If you don't wear the appropriate spacesuit in Mars, you will die instantly. This is because of Mars pressure is very low. The atmospheric pressure is very low, 100 times less than on Earth. A very low pressure can cause liquid water to boil intense. So, once you step into the Martian atmosphere unprotected, your blood will bubble since it is 83% water. The next fact about Mars is that there is water in Mars. Missions on Mars focus on searching for evidences of extraterrestrial life. The most basic part of this undertaking is tracing for liquid water that makes life as we know it here on Earth possible. It is now known that there is water on Mars, but not the same form as the one that fills up your glass. In fact, the Mars mission Phoenix had confirmed the presence of water ice near Mars' North Pole. Next one, data shows that Mars may have had rivers and oceans in the distant past. Number 9, if you think a trekking tour on the stretch of the Grand Canyon isn't challenging enough, try Mars Valles Marineris. It is 4,000 kilometers long, 10 times longer than our very own Grand Canyon. It is about the length of entire continental U.S. Also, if the Grand Canyon is 1.8 kilometers deep, Valles Marineris is nearly 4 times deeper. That's really scary, actually. Number 10, Mars has a very thin atmosphere. Earth's atmosphere is made up of 21% oxygen, and Mars, in contrast, only has 0.13% oxygen. Number 11, it never rains on Mars. never rains on this planet because it is very cold and dry as a desert. Number 12. It snows carbon dioxide there. Can you imagine that? The flakes are too tiny. You would think it is a fog. In fact, the snowflakes are just the size of your red blood cells. Number 13. Martian dust storms are the solar system's largest. An episode of a dust storm in Mars can cover the entire planet with dust, and this could last for months in Earth's terms. Gravity in Mars is 37% less than Earth's. Surprisingly, no one knows who discovered Mars. Next one, like Earth, Mars also has 4 seasons. Number 17. A day on Mars is roughly as long as a day here on Earth. Number 18. There are 2 moons in Mars. It has 2 moons. They are Phobos and Deimos, after the mythical sons of the Greek counterpart of Mars' heirs. Phobos circles Mars 3 times a day, while Deimos does every 30 hours. Phobos is said to be circling Mars inwards, that in 50 million years it will eventually crash into the planet or rupture. The 2 moons are like Earth's moon. The tallest volcano in Mars is about 3 times higher than Mount Everest. Any spacecraft or rover Earth sends to Mars Mars never returns. When the mission ends, the rover remains on Mars permanently. After all the data is gathered, it's transmitted back to Earth, so there's no need for the return. Earth has some pieces of Mars. Several meteorites discovered in Antarctica are said to have come from Mars because gases locked in these rocks match the composition of Mars' atmosphere. Number 22. No human has ever been to Mars. Mars missions cost a lot of money. Number 25. If you have to travel for more than a year to reach Mars and come back, you'd have to travel for more than a year to reach Mars and come back to Earth. Earth and Mars at 56 million kilometers by car. His average driving speed would take you about a lifetime, or 66.5 years if you were to drive. Okay, well that's all the facts about Mars that I'm going to read tonight. Hopefully you found that relaxing, and